Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. Today, we're talking about billionaires. We're counting down the top 7 black billionaires in the United States. There are 7. So we're up from slavery and into the Billionaires Club. At least some of us are. This list is impressive, and it is from Forbes' 2022 list of black billionaires in America. At least one of them is not American born, but she's made her wealth through her gifts and her connections in America, so she's on the list. Now, a little bit about Forbes. Forbes is the authority on listing and ranking the richest Americans, including America's wealthiest celebrities, entrepreneurs of the world's top companies, and the world's billionaires. They've been doing it the longest, and they're the best at it. Forbes gives the primary source of wealth and the individual's assets, including his stakes in public and private companies, real estate, cars, horses, yachts, art, cash in hand and in the bank, gold, and debt. All of this is added. The assets are added and subtracted. If after they add all of your assets and subtract all of your debts, and you end up with a 1 and 9 zeros, you are a billionaire. So let's jump right into it and see who these 7 black billionaires are in the United States. Number 7 is Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry is worth $1 billion, and his source of wealth is films. He is a writer, producer, director, and actor, and best known for the Medea film series, which has earned more than $660 million. Since he owns all of the content that he has produced, Tyler Perry's wealth comes from both his share as a producer and a library dating back to the early 1990s. In 2019, he opened Tyler Perry Studios, a 330-acre facility in Atlanta with 12 sound stages. Tyler Perry has given back to the black community through his work in film and theater. He has given work to actors and actresses who otherwise would not have had a chance. He has also restored the careers of actors and actresses who had gone off the stage, such as Cicely Tyson. In addition, he has helped to boost the Atlanta economy so that now Atlanta is seen as sort of a mecca for African Americans. Tyler Perry's wealth has helped him, but it has also enriched the African American community. Number 6 is Sean Jay-Z Carter. Jay-Z is worth $1.3 billion, and his sources of wealth are liquor and music streaming. Jay-Z is hip-hop's first billionaire. He is the founder of entertainment company Roc Nation and also owns stakes in 2 liquor companies that I'm not going to try to pronounce. In 2021, he earned $297 million after selling a majority stake in Tidal, his high-fidelity music streaming platform. He also owns an impressive art collection, and he owns venture capital firm Marcy Venture Partners. Jay-Z supports a number of charities, including the Red Cross, United Way, Boys and Girls Club of America. He did establish a trust fund for Sean Bell's children. Sean Bell was a young African-American man that was killed by the police, and I'm not sure it was in 2007 or 2008, but anyway, the police were acquitted, and he did establish a trust fund for those children. But for a billionaire, I could not put my finger on enough that he is doing specifically for the African American community. I'm going to say that he does something. He does have 3 black children, and I'm sure they will have the best opportunities for education, for employment, for a wonderful life, the best that the world can offer. And that might be the best that he has to offer. Number 5 is Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is worth $1.7 billion, and his sources of wealth are owning the Charlotte Hornets basketball team and endorsements. Michael Jordan earned $90 million in salary during his basketball career, but according to Forbes, he has pocketed $1.8 billion from such corporate partners as Nike, Hanes, and Gatorade. He is the chairman and principal owner of the Charlotte Hornets, an NBA team in North Carolina. In 2019, he agreed to sell a minority stake in the NBA team that is valued at $1.5 billion. He is also a NASCAR team co-owner and owns a stake in sports betting firm DraftKings. Michael Jordan is known for being notoriously stingy with his money, and in the past, there had not been a record of him doing very much in terms of giving back. But in the last few years, he seems to have done better. He donated $30 million to activist projects, including $5 million to the National Museum of African American History and Culture, $7 million to a health facility that he has established in North Carolina, $3 million to hurricane relief, and millions of dollars to Make-A-Wish and to Chicago area charities. He's also donated to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, so he is doing better. So congratulations to him. Sometimes criticism works. Black people criticized him, and so he seems to be getting the message. So good for Michael Jordan. Number 4 is Kanye West. Kanye West is worth $2 billion, and his source of wealth is sneakers. He is a hip-hop artist and fashion mogul, and he made the bulk of his fortune from a lucrative multi-year deal to design sneaker brand Yeezy for German sportswear company Adidas. His Yeezy brand has been popular and has generated close to $2 billion in sales in 2020. Also in 2020, he entered into a deal with U.S. clothing and accessories retailer Gap Incorporated to sell a line of Yeezy clothing specially designed for Gap. Not surprising, Kanye West doesn't have much of a charity donation profile. He is known, however, for giving a bunch of Birkin bags to some white women and made a point of not giving one to the one black woman that was in the crowd. And she probably wouldn't have wanted it anyway, because he probably would have taken it back, or if he had, he would have come back and talked about it so bad she would have given it back. He would have given it back to him, so that's not surprising. Also, after all this talking about him being a musical genius, he's not a billionaire for his music. He's a billionaire because those big companies are paying him to market those overpriced tennis shoes and those ugly experimental designs that they want to do. They want him to market those to black people. Number 3 is Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey is worth $2.5 billion, and her sources of wealth are television and films. Oprah Winfrey is the queen of talk. She has built a thriving media empire that includes Harpo Productions, which has co-produced movies such as The Color Purple, Beloved, and Selma. She also owns a 25.5% stake in OWN, the cable channel that she launched in 2011, and a 7% stake in Weight Watchers. Oprah Winfrey's charitable donations are too numerous to list. She has literally helped everybody, and she has certainly given back to the black community. She has donated $400 million to Care and Recovery, and this is a program for the millions who are struggling due to inadequate health care and shelter. During her 25-year talk show, she launched the Angel Network, and she gave away millions of dollars. She has also given Morehouse College a $25 million endowment, and that is how colleges build wealth so that they can help more students. There's a difference between paying off student loans, where that money is going to go back to a bank, and giving the money to the school as an endowment. That money will go to the school so the school can decide what to do with the money. Oprah Winfrey has probably made the greatest contribution to humanity than any black American, and she has given a lot to the black community. Sometimes black people have shown her the back of their hand, but she continues to give. And I don't know if she's in the Illuminati or not, because I don't know what the Illuminati is, but I do know that she has given a lot to America and definitely to black America. Number 2 is David Stewart. David Stewart is worth $5.8 billion, and his source of wealth is IT. David Stewart is America's second richest black person. He is the founder and chairman of Worldwide Technology. IT boasts customers like Verizon and Citibank, among many others. The company was founded in 1990 and has more than 7,000 employees. David Stewart and his wife Thelma have established a foundation, and they give through their foundation, and they give quite a lot. There's a long list of charities that they give to, and they give generously. They reside in St. Louis. So anything that you do charity-wise in St. Louis, black people are going to benefit from it. So David Stewart has a really healthy record of giving back to the community. Now, before I get to the number one black billionaire in the United States, I actually overlooked somebody. I overlooked our Caribbean queen, Robin Rihanna Fenty. Rihanna is worth $1.7 billion, and her sources of wealth are cosmetics and music. She was born in Barbados, and she owes the bulk of her $1.7 billion to the extraordinary success of her cosmetics line, Fenty Beauty, and I can attest to that because I use it and it's wonderful. She owns a 50% stake in the $550 million business alongside French luxury retailer LVMH. She also has a 30% stake in the Savage and Fenty lingerie line. Rihanna is establishing a very impressive profile for giving. She gives to Alzheimer's Association, Reza Malawi. This is a fund that she gives to children of Malawi. Feeding America. In honor of her grandparents, she established Clara Lionel Braithwaite Foundation. This is a center for oncology and nuclear medicine at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Barbados. She gives to the Shriners Hospital for Children and Kids Wish Foundation. Rihanna is a very generous giver. She gives back to communities all over the world. And now for the number one black billionaire in the United States of America. Drum roll, please. The number one black billionaire in the United States of America is Robert F. Smith. Robert F. Smith is worth $6.7 billion. His source of wealth is private equity. Robert F. Smith is America's richest black person. He's the founder of Vista Equity Partners, a private equity firm that focuses exclusively on investing in software companies. Vista has $92 billion in assets and is one of the world's best performing private equity firms. According to this, Robert F. Smith is a philanthropist of note. He promised to pay off the student loans of the entire Morehouse graduating class of 2019 during his commencement speech. Okay. Robert F. Smith has been a billionaire for a few years, and I had to dig and dig to find what he had done as far as charity. Now, if I got to dig that far to find out what you've done, that means you haven't done enough. His claim to fame is paying off the student loans of the Morehouse graduating class in 2019. Now, that sounds good, and maybe it is good, but here's the thing. Morehouse College is the top black male college in the United States of America, probably in the world. Many of those young men are from some of the most affluent black families in this country. And I'm not saying that they didn't need financial help. What I'm saying is those young men had skills that the average young man wouldn't have. And their resumes carry a lot of weight. There would not have been anything wrong with them going to work because he said he wanted them to follow their bliss and not feel like they have to go to work right away. Well, I'm saying they needed to go to work right away because Morehouse needed that $34 million. Morehouse has a medical school. We need doctors in the black community in the United States. So $34 million would have gone a long way towards helping that medical school. Now, the second thing he's doing is supposed to be some kind of student, he's calling it the Student Freedom Initiative. And all I saw that was a lending program for students, for black students. And he's focusing on HBCU students, that's primarily black students. So needless to say, I am not impressed with Mr. Robert F. Smith's Giving Back program. And I'm going to say this about these billionaires. It's fine if you work hard and make a lot of money. I think we're proud of our people when they do that. But when your wealth is based on you fleecing black people, selling things to them that are destructive, selling products to them so other people can make money off the black community, because the black community is not just African Americans, it's a global community. And when black Americans start doing something to a large extent all over the world, black people start doing the same thing. That's how come all of a sudden you got the rise of these black billionaires, but they haven't gotten it from the blood, sweat, and tears of their work. It's usually something that they're promoting or endorsing and selling to black people, because it is a large global market. So I'm just going to say that every time somebody says somebody is a billionaire, and now I have to go back and look at the fine print to see what is that money based on. Is it hard work, or are they pushing products to black people that in some cases could be destructive? So they're throwing money at black people where they might be making $1 or $2 or $3 billion, but they are making tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions, and we are ending up holding the bag. So we can be proud of black people when they work hard and make good money. But let's not be impressed just because somebody tells us that somebody is a billionaire, and then we look and see how they're getting the money and realize that it is something that is hurtful to our people, especially our young people. That's just my food for thought. Okay, so I've given you the top black billionaires in the United States, and the bonus is that I'm going to give you the top black billionaire in the world. Drum roll, please. The number one black billionaire in the world is Nigerian businessman Aliko Dangote. Aliko Dangote is the richest black billionaire on earth with a net worth of $14 billion. He is the founder of Dangote Cement Company, where he controls approximately 88% of the shares. He has also amassed wealth from other investments in salt and sugar manufacturing companies. With the ongoing construction of the Dangote refinery in Lagos, Nigeria, the business mogul is expected to increase his net worth in the coming year. The refinery is set to produce 650,000 barrels of oil per day. The second bonus is to reveal the richest black man that ever lived. Drum roll, please. The richest black man to ever walk the earth is Emperor Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa's net worth was over $400 billion. He was emperor of the mighty Mali Empire, and his sources of wealth were gold, salt, and ivory. He's the richest man that ever lived, black or white. His wealth was greater than any man alive today. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the richest ones right now. So if somebody's running around saying he's the richest black man in America and his name is not Robert F. Smith, he's lying. If he says he's the richest black man in the world and his name is not Aliko Dangote, he's lying. And if he says he's the richest black man that ever lived and his name is not Mansa Musa, he's lying. Okay, everybody, thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about the video. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.